I now give the floor to His Excellency Mr. Paul Beresford-Hill, Permanent Observer of the Sovereign Order of Malta to the United Nations.
Mr. President, Your Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, the Sovereign Order of Malta is appreciative to the Presidency of Brazil for this opportunity to speak as a neutral and non-partisan witness to the pain and suffering that has bedeviled the land in which we were founded 900 years ago. Our love of the Holy Land, sacred as it is to Jews and to Muslims, has been severely tested by the calculated violence that has recently been unleashed on so many innocent people whose only desire is to live in communities that are peaceful and prosperous, where the young can live lives of opportunity and brotherhood, not lives of poverty, hatred, or mistrust. We all know the statistics, we have heard them so often. The number of innocent Jewish children, mothers, elders, fathers, brothers. We have seen the devastated bombing of cities and towns, the million of people displaced, the cries of Palestinian children and their parents, and the sheer hopelessness of it all. We are very much aware of the carnage and destruction that we have not seen since World War II, but of which we have had a stark reminder watching the conflict unfold in the Ukraine. The healthcare system in Gaza is under immense strain. 30% of hospitals cannot function. The rest are at breaking point. Since October 7th, there have been 143 attacks on healthcare facilities, 81 in the West Bank, affecting ambulances, compounded by physical violence to health and emergency personnel. In Gaza, 62 attacks on medical facilities have resulted in over 500 fatalities and another 500 healthcare workers injured and unable to accomplish their mission. This alongside the thousands of civilians killed and the tens of thousands injured. And the numbers go on and on, with one single question in the mind of everyone hearing a bomb exploding or anticipating their own death or injury: when will all this end? Whichever faction was responsible for, or whoever's missiles landed on the grounds of Al-Ahli Hospital, one thing is clear: it is the innocent who ultimately bear the heaviest burden. Whether that burden was created by wars and invasions long ago, whether it is the consequence of great powers intent on creating spheres of influence, or whether it is an expression of the struggle between the haves and have-nots, whatever the origin, and the Al-Ahli Hospital is symbolic of what this once holy land has become: a self-fulfilling prophecy of death, destruction, and hatred. Mr. President, this committed body has been debating Palestine for many decades, and some of the best and most astute brains in the world have failed to achieve much more than piecemeal and half-won compromises. Promise, yes, a lot of promise. Perhaps this moment of global introspection, with its fear of a potential to escalate into another Balkan crisis reminiscent of World War I, will result in something more than safe corridors or 20 trucks a day bringing critical aid to 2 million people, or the staggered release of innocent hostages, all of them victims. And all these things are necessary and they are needed, but are they enough? The Sovereign Order of Malta, on behalf of the world's forgotten, of the sick and the poor, appeals to everyone in this room to find a path to peace in the Holy Land, a path that is rooted in justice and humanitarian law, a path that will finally turn swords into plowshares, and which will end the suffering and the privation of the innocent. A solution, we hope, that will hold fast to the revealed truth of Allah, of Yahweh, and of our Heavenly Father, the one God of the three Abrahamic faiths, who, at one and the same time, is a God of mercy, a God of love, and a God of compassion, but above all, a God of forgiveness. Thank you, Mr. President.